All right, guys, we are back after a very, very interesting um, interview with Ananda. That was fantastic. And I got to know something interesting about you too, Bruce. Wow, I didn't know you
Yeah, I
were.
got a background in genetic testing and
Yes.
providing those services for people that otherwise wouldn't have access or even know about the different technologies that are available for that kind of thing,
It's not all
Yeah.
about sports with you. That's
It's not all
crazy.
about sports, but we do have a sports update. Michigan has defeated St. Louis in round two, as round two is now underway in the NCAA tournament, 95-72. So they won pretty easily. And Louisville, Michigan State is ready to tip off in about 5 minutes. So I'll see you later.
Almost, almost. All right. And of course, Vin Maru is in the house. Thanks, Vin, for being here today. I know that. That when people move to invest here in Puerto Vallarta, one of the first challenges they face is navigating the banking system in a new country. And of course, Capital Bank is here to help out with that. They have 4 new locations, and it's a bank that focuses on providing personalized service for expats, investors, and seasonal residents, even offering banking services in your language, everything in English, and in some cases, right at your doorstep. They were here a couple of weeks ago, and they told us about this fantastic interest rates they offer and things like that. So you're going to talk to us a little bit more about that, but before that, you're going to talk to us about some stuff that's going on with finances here in Mexico, and I love it the way you do that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about your channel for some of those people that may have not seen you here before. Tell us about your YouTube channel.
Sure. So I started Seeking Liberties in Mexico. It used to be Financial Liberties in Mexico. Probably over a year and a half ago. But a Facebook group called, if you look it up, it's Investors Mexico. So that's how I kind of started 4 years ago. Was on a Facebook group. Then I did the YouTube channel and some other media work now. So you can find me there.
Okay, and this is all going to be, you guys, on the Artas SL page. There's a link to find Vin on there. Now, let's talk about what's going on in Mexico with finances. One of the things that caught my eye was that over 75% of small businesses are already using AI, and but only a small percentage are actually integrating it into their core operations. What separates the businesses that turn to AI into real revenue from those just from basic tasks like write an email from you or whatever?
Well, that's what we're seeing right now. It's just basic usage of AI. Now, there are some companies that are integrating actual like CRM systems that automate everything. So, a new lead comes in, it goes right from that lead generation right through to the sale. And you're starting to see just AI adopted in so many different ways. I see a lot of companies that are even raising capital in Latin America, but Mexico specifically. And a lot of these companies are tech focused, sometimes fintech, but AI is a big one, healthcare. So you're seeing it across many industries. And I think, we're at a new revolution in tech. And this is like, PCs coming out in the mid 90s and people just getting on board with email. Well, this is going to take it to a whole new level. And I think it will change the dynamics of how businesses operate, but become more efficient or expand in new ventures that they never would have considered normally.
I know. And I know that I remember you came in like probably last year, I think, and talked about AI when we were first, seeing a little bit of it. And you were just like, oh my gosh, get ready for this. And it's coming fast. And it did. And it's already here and everyone's using it. And businesses are using it, here in Mexico. But sometimes
it's exponential. I mean, it's just gone, it's not quadrupled and gone 20, 40, 60 times. I mean, it just keeps, the growth is incredible.
It is
right?
incredible.
Right.
And so how should business owners be thinking about AI as an investment in growth rather than a cost-cutting tool?
Well, you're always going to have to find new innovations in investments as a business owner. So, just the next generation of technology tools, which AI is essentially that, figure out the best business model that will incorporate that. I use AI for just new ideas of developing business models or or new things that haven't been discovered yet. Like I'm working on my own AI app right now, and I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer for
Really?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
how
think about it. I mean, you
exciting.
got one brain, right? We all have one brain. Now you put AI to work. You've got thousands of brains working at the
lot
same
of
time.
brains.
It's crazy. You can't duplicate it by yourself.
Now AI is not the most accurate in a lot of things.
You're right about that. Yeah.
Because when I do financial coverage at times, I'll Google or use AI tools to pull up data or whatever, and half the time it's kind of wrong. Or when I'm writing an article, for example, like for a financial website, and it's on a specific company, well, AI is just terrible when it comes to trying to pull data about that company and then assimilate or try to give you an idea of what that company has in terms of prospects. So
Yeah, it's not that smart, huh?
no, I
You still
think
have to proofread it. Yeah.
yeah, well, not even just proofread it. I tried to use it to write up an article, and I got maybe 30% of the article that
Okay.
was usable by AI, but then I had to go back. So AI is a great starting point for everyone, but I don't think it's going to displace a lot of, like, the expectation is going to displace a lot of people in the workforce. We're just seeing backlash already in the media space, even alone.
Yeah.
Like, some YouTube channels that are just AI focused. Like, YouTube's cutting back on monetizing those types of channels. So.
Oh, good. And so let me ask you this: or do you use the free AI or the paid AI? And
Ironically,
is there a difference?
I use the free AI, but I'm not using it to develop like full videos or
Right.
anything like that. I just use it more like, here's a subject kind of.
Yeah, because I heard the
discuss it.
paid AI was so much smarter.
Well, it's so crazy. You can put yourself in the middle of a movie and with the paid AI. I mean, it's insane what you
Oh,
can do with it. It's
wow.
almost unlimited. But
Well, just scripting, like write a script and then, use AI to make the video. I think it's going to displace a lot of people out of Hollywood, but
Yeah.
again, it'll displace a lot
it's
of people.
hard to even tell what's AI and what isn't AI when you watch movies anymore. When you see a new movie, it's like I question what is real and what's AI.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest challenge I see with it is people in our generation who's never used AI in the past. We have a certain knowledge set that we knew from back in the day, but it's this younger generation, the young kids nowadays. Think about it 20 years from now, they'll have such a hard time discerning what is real news or what is fake news
I
or
mean,
news events or just anything happening.
It's already happening, Ben. It's crazy. But this takes me, the whole AI era takes me to the digitalizing of money here in Mexico. Do you think this is going to be, or is it becoming a reality? We're very cash lovers here in Mexico, but it seems like more and more people are turning into digital money.
I think that's just the inevitable future it goes, sadly enough. I love the cash system in Mexico, but
I think most of us do. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's going to change just because the global marketplace is changing. So even with the U.S. introducing stable coins and their big push for cryptos or digital tokenization of all assets. So it's going to go that way. Even with a lot of the fintech companies here, they're using technology and it's all digital payment systems and that, and they're going to integrate stable coins. So it wouldn't surprise me. Mexico has its own stablecoin peso at one point. They've already, even in Mexico in the financial system, there's been legislation coming into effect where if you had credit cards and these usury rates like 50, 60, 70%.
They are getting crazy. I mean,
Oh, it's just ridiculous. So there's legislation already cutting back on that. And then you messaged about, I think it's CPEC or
Yeah.
like the digital payments. So I don't know if we're going to get rid of credit cards, but I in a way, I don't mind it. If you've got cash in the bank and you can instantly transfer funds within seconds to either your customer supplier or just a friend or rent or whatever. I know when I try to take bank money out of the bank in Canada and then deposit it into Wise and then to my bank account here, it's a minimum of a day just to process it.
wow. Yeah.
Whereas stable coins and all this digital infrastructure that's being instantaneously, and it's going to bring a whole layer of transparency to the financial markets, but it's going to open up so much more in the future. So I had a video I was working on with tokenization of all asset classes. And what that's going to allow is people that may have not had access to traditional investments in like U.S. securities or assets in the U.S., like a real estate asset that's going to get tokenized. For example, Statue of Liberty, all of a sudden, issue 1 billion tokens of it. Now you can own a fractional ownership, but this is going to liberate the world in terms of investment options and tokenized ownership of those options.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game changer in real estate, really. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can have fractional ownership if you can't afford a whole condo or whatever.
That's actually growing right now.
Yeah.
People are doing that already. Oh, it's crazy.
Now, before we
you
let him
guys.
go, I got a question for him that's it's not financially related, but it is.
Oh, yeah, you
it
did
is
tell-
VIN
you did
related.
ask
It
me
is
about
VIN
this.
related.
Okay, I want to know.
So on
I'm curious.
on the day of this disturbances with the cartels and all the things going on, I was at we had like a little neighborhood watch party for the Olympic gold medal game between the U.S. and Canada, and while that was going on, I started looking on my phone and I was like, it looks like there's some stuff going on. There's fires in Puerto Vallarta. What's going on here? And I look and it's you. You posted it. That's the first time that I found out that anything was going on was from Vin reporting it on Facebook, and I was like, what was that experience like? I mean, because it seemed like you were somewhat close to a lot of the stuff that was going on.
It's an actually interesting story. So my balcony overlooks the stadium, and I'm looking there, and there's smoke in the far distance. I go, what's this? Then I look around the corner towards the highway, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of close to Sheridan, and a whole plume of smoke going up. So now I'm kind of curious. I take my cell phone out, go for a walk, start video recording this thing, and I got about a 4-minute video clip. I came back and put it online. The thing has gone viral. And there's another gentleman who actually, he shared it, but he pushed it. He told me, or a friend told me, he had something like 30, 40,000 followers on X. After that video, he got 200,000. He gained
Wow.
Wow.
So the video's gone viral, and I actually ended up reaching out to a media agency now to see about licensing it. So they're cracking down on people that used it. I'd love to see it to get out there for free, but I got no credit for it except for people that maybe had watched it on video.
Right.
But it's been
It went
used.
wild.
It's gone viral.
Yeah. Well, my whole neighborhood, that's how we found out about what was
Because of
going on. It was
Vin.
through him. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, that's cool. Well, I want to know about Mexico's, going back to Mexico's economy, war. It's happening. The war is happening. And so how is it affecting, or how is it going to affect Mexico's economy? Should we put on our seatbelts?
I don't think it's going to directly affect Mexico's economy more so than, it might help out the oil industry here for extra production. But to me, it sounds like they're in Iran. They're going to actually probably take over those. So you've got the U.S. administration going into Venezuela, now Iran. They're going to try to control and save the petrodollar. That's my belief, is why they did Venezuela as well as Iran now. So how that's going to relate to Mexico's economy, outside of the oil industry, Mexico is very rich in resources, precious metals and silver in particular. And I've been a precious metals bug and kind of my expertise. So I've always said that Mexico should actually start restricting the silver into the industry because they are the biggest producer of silver. But this is used for photovoltaics like solar panels and all of this, and build the industry within Mexico now, taking it away from China, because being the biggest supplier as well as having access to some of the best mining operations. I'm doing some coverage on them right now.
Wow.
So I'm very bullish on the resource sector in Mexico as long as the government doesn't start nationalizing and restricting it, which I don't think they are doing. It's always a bit of a concern here in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think the war is kind of neutral towards as far as how it affects Mexico. I don't think it's a negative thing. I don't think it's a positive thing. I think it just doesn't. It really has very little effect, right?
Might help the silver industry.
At least right now, yeah. As long as it doesn't go on for too long, right? So.
Which we really don't know. I mean, that's if they continue blowing up refineries and taking down the oil industry in the Middle East. That's a big supply, but oil is always priced on the margin. So you've got, let's say, I think it's 100 million barrels a day production. You take away 10, 20 million out of it, which may come out of the Middle East. That is on the margin. This is why we've seen oil go from about $55, $60 just a couple of months ago to over 100 now. We're in that 80, 90 range.
Yeah.
If this continues on, then supply gets restricted. This is going to hamper it. global economies in general, because now you're going to have to go into a bit of a scarcity mode until you can ramp up oil production elsewhere, which is not hard. It's not easy to
No,
do.
not easy. No.
Wow, this is so interesting. I love it when you come, Ben. We're running out of time, but before you go, I want to let you know, last weekend, our friends from Capital Bank came in, and they have this 9% annual rate. It says lock in your rate from 10,000 for 12 months, and I'm like, oh, I want to ask Ben about it. Is this a good deal or what?
I think so. Is that their CIETAS that they're actually offering? So most other banks right now, from what I've seen, it's about 7.5% to 8% for that. So maybe they have an introductory first year offering that they'll pay out a little more, but that incentivizes people to open up accounts, and then you get other services. So 9% is great. I mean, I
9%
remember
is great.
2.5 to 3 years ago, you were getting almost 11% on the government
wow.
bonds. Yeah, and it's gone down obviously
Right.
since. But there were some fintech banks that were even offering 12, 13, 14% as an incentive, and which is what I think Capital Bank is doing. Now, I actually got to watch your segment that you did with them.
Oh, cool.
And I found it interesting because they do offer home services. Like, it's a very specialized.
They do.
But how it came about was, it used to be Intercam, as we know, but there was always, Capital Bank had been around since 2019, I think it was.
Okay.
But they started off as a fintech bank, Mexico-based. And, you know, they get limited offerings, but with what happened with Intercam and then going, you know, with the U.S. Securities or the Treasury Department coming in, and they merged the two, it's been a bit of a big transition period for people, but now I think everything's just kind of been resolved. So it's great for them. I mean, now with Capital, you're starting to see a lot more different offerings that I've, you know, from mortgages available to Canadian and U.S., access to brokerage services. So if you're into stocks and then picking your own, which I do, then that's great for that. But, you know, and then they have their financial advisory services and just lending products and credit products as well. So you're going to get a whole gamut of it, but it's still good that they can service the expat community as well as even if you're here just for 4 or 5 months, which a lot of, you know, we get a lot of these seasonal residents or people living here for the season, they can still actually open up the account. And there's only one other financial firm that can do it outside of them. So,
Oh, well, yeah, they're cool. And they have 4 different locations. Just remember that. I have their number if you're interested in opening an account with Capital Bank, 322-209-0696. Capital Bank, where personalized service comes to you. And I love that, too, that they go to you or whatever.
We
Oh,
learn
that's
something
great.
new every time he's here, though.
I know.
That's what I like about
Thank
him
you so
coming
much,
in.
Ben,
Yeah.
for coming by.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now I want to know more.
well, it's a never-ending story. I mean, it's just
It's
always
true.
something changing in the financial world. So, I mean, I've got to stay on top of it.
Nothing stays stagnant.
All right. Well, I wish we had more time, but we gotta go. I would like to say goodbye. I would like to thank everyone at the Exp Hotel 2026. We were partying hardy there yesterday. It was
Yep.
so much fun. Thanks to everyone that made it possible. It was an incredible event, 3-day event. Met great people there. And of course, you'll find out all about it on CPS News Monday at 7 p.m. with Brent Lane and, of course, myself.
I can't wait for that show.
Channel
That's gonna be
10.1
cool, yeah.
TMR. Yeah, it's going to be fun, you guys. And of course, we have a lot of really cool information and some really fun interviews, so do not miss it. Thanks so much, JCDS, for operating. Thanks, Bruce, for being here. Ben, of course, come back again next month. And I am Jessie Reese. Hopefully, you loved the show. I will see you next Saturday.
Gotta go.
Bye.
Bye. Adios.
Go watch some basketball.